Do. I don't know. I guess that's a good way to start it. We don't have music, so I got to make up some.
It's pretty excellent.
Thanks, man. I came up with that by myself. That
sounds like a hit. That could be a classic right there.
Thanks, man. Yeah. You know how I am. You just thanks for appreciating my genius.
Real recognize real.
Thanks, dude. So, while we're talking about E3, E3 was totally like this whole weekend. I don't know if they're done yet because I don't really keep up with E3, but
I haven't either. To be honest, I've seen a couple games. I think you've shown me a couple games on E3, but I'm not really that sure. I know Last of Us 2 is coming out.
Oh yeah, Last of Us 2. Even though you get a lot of gameplay from the trailer, the story not so much.
Yeah.
So, if you don't know, I'll be glad to inform you.
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, okay. Well, okay, let's start. So, I guess some of the notable ones for me was freaking Last of Us 2, Smash, and what else? It's Fallout, but Fallout's kind of a weird scenario because I wanted to play the third one, but I didn't have the console for it, so it just kind of like, when I finally did get a console, it had already been like maybe 10 years old. Yeah, and they were already on like freaking number 4 by then. I'm like, I'm not going back. I'm too set in my ways.
I agree.
So
that Fallout game looks pretty interesting. It has multiplayer.
It does. Something that I really think that the last game was really missing, which in this day and age, like everything, if there's a third person game, it's almost guaranteed that it has a fucking multiplayer mode. It's like, it's like peanut butter and fucking, chocolate. Like, they just go together. Like, just like
third person view, you get a chance to see a little bit around your character. You get to like move your camera, and with the first person, you're just stuck in that scope, like that narrow scope.
Yeah.
And it'd be kind of hard to see if someone's trying to flank you. But yeah, I think you're right. Most third person players games do have multiplayer. Pretty fun. You got your Titanfall, one of the first games for Xbox.
Dude, I don't know if they're gonna make a sequel to Titanfall 2, and it's such a good game. Like the first one might as well have just been like a freaking beta test for the second game. But like the story was pretty fucking badass. It's one of the best fucking action third person shooter game stories
really
of the century, really. Yeah.
I've dabbled in the multiplayer, but I have not played the story mode in Titanfall.
It's worth a watch or maybe even a walkthrough. Yeah, dude, they've got everything. You got robots, you got time travel, you got fucking the future. It's just like all the fucking boxes of excellence is like right there.
Yeah, that's pretty dope.
Yeah.
So, what about who do you think have the strongest coming out this E3? Of the 3 major consoles.
I can't really. Well, okay, so each one kind of had their own little niche. Xbox, I think for me, this is just me. This is my biased opinion. And Xbox, they had Devil May Cry 5, which I've been putting this one on the back burner. Because once we start talking about Devil May Cry, goddamn, we're going to go down the fucking rabbit hole. PlayStation, I want to say, maybe Last of Us, because that one, I know that one's going to be guaranteed to be good.
If Last of Us 2 is anything like the first game, we can expect a great story, and I really want to see where they're going to take the Ellie character after the events of Last of Us 1, where they were like, we're not going to tell her that she's the key to, stopping the virus. She could possibly do it, but it would cost her life.
Yeah, we're actually probably going to take some time and probably talk about that. We'll have to go in depth with that one of these days. But
yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I would like to see the continuation of that. And
hopefully it's going to be brought up in the game.
Yeah. But they haven't shown Joel at all.
No?
Yeah, there's been no Joel. There's been mentions and hints of Joel, but they haven't shown Joel.
He's probably too old to be doing all that shit.
No, I don't think so. And when you really, the weird part is about the first Last of Us, Joel had maybe aged maybe like 20 years, But when you compare his first character model, like his younger one, he more or less looks the same. He just looks a lot more scraggly and gray. So I don't know, man. Maybe it's just me. This is my own fan theory, but maybe Joel's, he's an immortal. Yeah.
Like for real?
Yeah, man. Look at his freaking reaction skills. Like, have you unlocked the Knife Master skill tree, or have you ever seen that in fucking The Last of Us?
No.
Dude, man, you're pretty much you are the fucking chosen one if you have fucking Knife Master unlocked.
Oh
yeah. Yeah, dude. You fucking one of the onion mans, the mushroom mans grab you. You're like the Goombas. One of those Goombas freaking come up to you, dude. You shake the fuck out of them, and it's done dealio. As many knives as you got, you instantly kill anything that touches you. Like,
he does have echolocation too, which is pretty fucking sweet.
Yeah.
He must be some kind of mutant.
Yeah. He's evolved. He's not your average human anymore.
Yeah. Joel has now become the ultimate zombie killing machine.
Yeah.
Have there been any new zombie games this E3?
Oh yeah, it's actually perfect timing you said that, because they also announced Resident Evil 2 remake. I think that was during Sony's press thing, and I actually think they kind of blew The Last of Us a little bit out the water, because it's like you don't know what you're getting with Last of Us 2. Well, you kind of do, but not really. And Resident Evil 2, like, it's already a finished game, and it's like, yeah, you already liked it. We're gonna remake it and make it better. So it's like, yeah, it kind of went in the hype department.
Okay, so Resident Evil 2 is like one of the fan favorites, or is that a personal favorite?
It's a fan favorite, not a personal favorite, because I didn't get into Resident Evil until fucking 4.
Okay.
Yeah, and 4, by God, was just a perfect game. And me not even being a Resident Evil fan, I knew I had to fucking play that game, because it's just like fucking perfect. And you know what? I played that game. You know what I thought?
What?
It was fucking perfect.
Nice. I'm actually a Resident Evil virgin, almost, or kind of like a newbie, because my first and only experience with Resident Evil was on the PlayStation console, the original gray box PlayStation.
Oh.
Yeah.
So you're a fan of the tank controls.
I've played them, and like it was a little weird. It was really scary because I was like 5 at the time. Oh, jeez, I forget. Yeah. So I just got a little bit of a feel for the controls, but I didn't progress very far in the story. It was just kind of something that I did. Yeah. For fun. Yeah. If Resident Evil 2's remake is a fan favorite, it might be worth a shot. I might check it out. Uh-huh. Is it coming out on PlayStation or Xbox?
I think it might be like an all console thing. I'm not too sure about the Switch, but either or, like, you're not. Well, I do have one thing though. I have one thing that really just kind of raises an eyebrow, and that's the fact that they're using the engine from Resident Evil. Was it 6
or 7? Where they were in Africa?
No, that was 5. I think 6 was the one where they had fucking the skeletons with swords. And the naked lady boss that just jumps around and jiggles everywhere. Oh, God. Yeah. A lot of intuitive... a lot of...
innovative gameplay right there.
Yeah, dude. It gets even better because, like, at one point, your enemies just turn into, like, bug hybrids. Like, you fight, like, an Asian guy with a sword who mutates and turns into like a grasshopper man. Like the lower torso is just like a fucking grasshopper. He just hops around and kicks you. It's dumb. You chase roaches around. Like it's.
I kind of feel like that's where negative Resident Evil. Yeah. Res-Eve right there. Res-Eve went on a down spiral. Because when they started turning zombies into like super mutants.
Well, I mean, because they had the mutant thing was like already in the game, but when you just kind of trivialize it and just make it like this silly thing where you're not even like, there's not even any body horror in it, right? Yeah. And it's just like you fight a guy and then he's like, and then next he grows like fucking ant legs. You're like, that's not really scary. Like,
it's just like, damn, now it's a tougher enemy.
Yeah, he's got rabbit legs now. Like, what? Like, what are we gonna do with that? Like, I don't know. This is really horrifying me.
Do you think that the human race would be able to survive a zombie apocalypse?
Yeah. Well, no. Okay. So there's two different kinds of zombies though, however. Well, technically 3, but it all kind of boils down to 2 types. You got the walkers, and I'm not quoting Walking Dead. I'm quoting the fact that the zombies literally just fucking walk. They take their sweet ass time trying to get to you. And then you got the fucking runners, which you see in fucking World War Z, right? And if we have the walkers, oh man, there's no doubts whatsoever that I think human civilization itself can rebuild. But if we have the fucking running zombies, there is no doubt in my mind, no ifs and or buts, that we are fucking fucked.
Yeah, because you think about it, like, the whole thing of a zombie is, like, the parts of their brain which limit, like, the human extreme. Like, we can't punch so hard because our brain literally will pull our arm back so we don't break our arm. Yeah. You know, like, we don't bite as hard as we can on certain things, like, even through, like, our own flesh, because our brain will tell us no. Yeah. No, don't do that. Yeah. But when you're a zombie, it's just pure instinct. So, like, if he wanted to run, and he could run, he'd probably every zombie would be Usain Bolt.
Yeah, and the thing is, they're never alone either. That's like another fucking thing. So it's like, and if we got the fucking transformation, we got instantaneous, or do we got the overtime shit? Because if it's the instantaneous shit that you see in World War Z, is the fucking end all, be all of fucking zombie horror, like, as far as like threats go. Not scary, but just like threats, and if that was real. Because it's like you get bit, and it's like you don't even have time to be like, ow, before it's like you're like, brains. And then you're off. You're like fucking Usain Bolt. Like, you're just fucking sprinting after the fucking
after the next non-cancer patient.
Yeah, the next non-cancer patient.
Oh god.
And hopefully there's a Pepsi machine nearby.
Yeah, man, it's like, what the fuck? And I always feel like on a zombie apocalypse, you have like the different kinds of spread too. Like, there's the biting and scratching infection zombies, and there's like the airborne infection.
Oh, airborne is just the motherfucker.
If it was airborne, you'd have everybody living in underground bunkers, basically waiting for zombies to knock down the door.
But you couldn't even live in underground bunkers, because once one person gets sick, it's like everybody's sick.
Yeah, that's true.
But it's been in movies, though. They have had those movies where it's like everybody thinks they're safe, and then one person fucking farts, and then everybody's like, no! And they all just start turning into zombies, and it's just, everything's just fucked.
Oh, shit. Ain't that something? Ain't that something? And so, what other games have come out, are coming out in E3?
So there's those two. Oh, man, I really just want to say Devil May Cry for laughs. Ugh. It feels. Okay. But there's also
is Kingdom Hearts 3? I heard it was being delayed. What's the news on that?
To my knowledge, it's being delayed, but I feel like they kind of have good reasons here, because they're adding more shit, man. Like, there's no ifs, ands, or buts. Like, they probably have like the main build, but now that people are now that Disney, because you know they have like a big hand in that, they're kind of like really starting to profit from these Marvel movies and their other licenses. Because now I think they're even they're talking about getting maybe a Star Wars world in there.
Oh.
Yeah. They're really just trying to cram as much shit as they fucking can into that game. And
I saw Pirates of the Caribbean.
Yeah. That was in the second game, by the way.
Oh.
Yeah.
I'm also a Kingdom Hearts version. I played like the first 2 worlds in number 1, and that was it.
Dude, I could probably get you up to speed in like 10 words or less, but
Final Fantasy meets Disney and girl gets kidnapped.
Boy stopping darkness from taking over the world.
Yeah, I got
Disney. There you go.
I pretty much picked that up when I was playing the first one. It was like, I feel like this is gonna be the theme, because it's just always talking about darkness.
Yeah. The
enemies don't seem to, but you know, I heard Sephiroth is
oh yeah, Sephiroth's like the super.
Hey, we're back.
Yeah, technical difficulties. This is weird, man. Like, freaking, it cut off. Darn me and my, freaking non-technical literacy.
Hey, man, computers, man. They're so smart, they're dumb.
You know, I agree full-heartedly with that statement. All right, but back to the biz. We were talking about zombies. I guess we can move on. You feel like it's a good transitional point?
Zombies have been done to death.
Oh Lord. Man, I can feel my soul escaping my body.
Classic puns.
Leaving an animated corpse behind.
These classics here, man. They don't get no better.
Jeez.
I mean, I'm just glad you grabbed the punchline.
Oh. He keeps going, man.
Woo!
Jesus. There needs to be like a fucking... Never mind. I was about to say, we don't need... Not a school shooter. I don't condone that, but I want to say maybe a guy who's just angry, who just hates bad comedy, and he just...
He doesn't think puns are very funny.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You know.
Oh, man. But alright, so we were talking about Resident Evil before and fucking shitty zombies.
Yes. Zombies are like I feel like they're like the trash mob of horror genre, if I'm being honest. Like you think about horror and monsters, you have like your icons, like your Jasons, your Michael Myers, your Freddy Kruegers, people with like supernatural abilities that just not die, right? And then you have your zombies, which are really only scary when they come in mobs. And that's when they're difficult to deal with. You have your vampires, they're like overpowered, but they have a lot of weaknesses to balance it out. Your werewolves, they're like strong, but only temporarily.
Oh, there's a monster tier list. I like where this is going, but...
Yeah, there's definitely a monster tier list.
Oh.
It's like, zombies, they're like not at the bottom. At the bottom, that's where you find your mummies and shit. Like your cursed mummies.
Mm-hmm.
Those are like, I'd say low trash tier. There's no
Low
one
trash
scared
tier?
of mummies. No
Even
one's
Emotep?
Listen.
If Emotep walked in here right now, have zombie fight, and said, "Are you scared of me?" You'd be like, "Man, you're fucking trash, bro."
I mean, yeah, but would you really be more scared of a mummy than a freaking werewolf busting down the door?
I think I'd rather have the mummy, like, taking me out. Just because I don't know what he's capable... Like, I don't know what he'd do. But I knew it couldn't be as bad as what that fucking wolf would do to me.
There would be nothing left.
Yeah, because you know that wolf is going to, like... You know, you look at the claws, you look at the fang, you're like, I know what he's going to do. Like, but the mummy, I don't know, man. He might...
He's just wrapped up in bandages.
Yeah.
Like, what you gonna do, man? You gonna make me a mummy too?
Yeah, dude. Like, I'm not trying to, I'm not trying to leave this plane of existence anytime soon. But if I had to go out between a mummy and a werewolf, I think... You know which one I'm gonna pick, man.
He's gonna banish you to the shadow realm.
Yeah, he might banish me to the shadow realm. He might ask me to partake in a card game. Like, fuck yeah, dude, I'll play this fucking card game. It's better than fucking get ripped up by fucking Tony the Wolf, like, over there.
Teenage high school werewolf.
Yeah, teenage high school, Mr. Teenage fucking... fucking I hate sparkly vampire werewolf over there, man.
Oh, God. The sparkly vampires. Ugh. It's just trash.
Oh, dude, don't even get me into the vampire tier list.
There's a whole list of, like, good vampires and bad vampires. At the good vampires, you have, like, the vampires that are like Dracula. They can transform not only into bats and into smoke and shit, but, like, into other animals. And they can hypnotize you with their sight. And their aura is just, like, intoxicating. And, like, those are good high-tier vampires. Those are vampires that's been alive for a couple centuries. They got a good handle on their abilities. They've been spending some time, getting in tune with the vampire inside. You know?
Yeah.
Then you got the shit vampires that are just like, let me bite you, and I don't even die in the sun. I just sparkle.
Dude, don't even get me... I mean, I feel like fucking Twilight jokes are, like, so fucking outdated, though. It's too easy.
It is.
It's so easy.
It is extremely easy.
It's so easy.
Like, who... Like, imagine you got a guy, Bob, comes into your classroom one day, and he sits by the window, and the sun shines, and you just turn around, and you're like, damn, Bob, you got a lot of glitter on your face right now.
Yeah. This is I got in a fight with the fucking a fucking birthday card, and glitter just got all over me. Don't worry about it. Like your immediate thought wouldn't be like he's a fucking vampire, because you're like, why
the fuck is this man glittering?
Why is he sparkling in the sun? Like,
it's sad. It's sad. I've always been a werewolf fan as opposed to vampires. Like, even as a tyke, I used to write stories. I used to write books. Uh-huh. And I would write myself as a kid going through puberty, and my puberty would be becoming a werewolf.
So you were a kid and you were writing going through puberty and becoming a werewolf?
Yes, exactly.
God, I don't have anything, man. It's goddamn impressive. It's like, I haven't experienced this yet, but I'm going to be a werewolf.
I'm going to be a freaking werewolf.
I'm going to be a werewolf.
I was convinced one day I would either wake up and be a millionaire or a werewolf. And so we're still got our fingers crossed on the millionaire part.
I remember this comedian, I forgot who the fuck it was, but he made a joke about like being fucking locked up in the insane asylum. Yeah. And he was in a room with a guy who was like, he was fucking around somehow, and I think something happened in school, and he wound up going to the insane asylum, and his roommate, like, he gets there, and his roommate's like, he looks like a normal dude, and everything's all fine, and he's like, hey man, like, what's your deal? And the guy just looks at him, and he's like, I'm a werewolf. And he's like, huh? And the guy's like, yeah man, I'm a fucking werewolf, and I have to be here in order to, like, protect people. And he's like, oh, okay. And then Lord knows, because God damn it, he wasn't sure how long he'd be in there, but enough time had passed that there happened to be a full moon one night. Oh. So he like wakes up and he's like, it's in the middle of the night, and he hears his roommate just like barking and shit. I'm like, nah. And then he's like, yeah, man. He's just like barking. And I'm like, oh shit. And he's like, and he starts like barking. And he just starts howling, and he said his roommate like stands up, and he just starts ripping off his shirt because there's a fucking full moon, and he's like, help! There's a werewolf in here, and I need assistance. I need an adult.
This man is obviously a werewolf.
Obviously.
Oh, man.
Jeez, man. Have you seen any good werewolf movies, though?
Good werewolf movie?
Like, I don't know what werewolf movie you like, what could have, like, influenced you, but I've seen the werewolf movies I've seen ain't really fucking sell werewolf for me. Vampire, maybe, but not werewolf.
To be honest, what sold me on werewolves was the browser game Adventure Quest. I don't know if you remember it.
No.
Adventure Quest was a side-scroller browser MMO RPG. Mm-hmm. It was a pay-to-win, of course, you know, but it was extremely fun. And once you reached like a certain level, like I think like maybe level 30, level 40, something like that, you could venture off from like the main little town area and go into different worlds. And one of the worlds was like this forest where it's always nighttime and it's always a full moon. And you could choose to become a vampire or a werewolf. And I love to be in werewolves had like light weapons and stuff like that. So like they would attack vampires and like destroy the vampires with their weapons. And the vampires had all dark weapons, and they didn't do anything to werewolves because werewolves were dark too. So like I just chose werewolf, and I fell in love with the whole transformation and being a big badass furry beast.
So you hadn't seen like Teen Wolf?
No, actually, I watched Teen Wolf in my 20s, in my early 20s.
Oh, okay, because that guy, I mean, if anything, he didn't look that cool, but he was fucking cool. He was cool. He didn't look cool as far as werewolves go, but he was cool. I'll give you that much.
The coolest werewolf quote-unquote werewolf movie I seen was the Underworld Rise of the Lycans.
Oh, yeah, of course. Underworld had really cool werewolves.
Yeah,
but before we get into that, there's also, what was the other one? Werewolf in, was it London or Paris? One of them's a sequel and one of them's the original.
I think London is the first one.
Yeah, I guess.
American Werewolf in London.
Yeah. That one that turned me off of werewolves.
Really?
Dude, have you not seen that transformation scene?
Yeah, it looks very painful. And here's the thing. everything is everything. You know? Like, so if I have to take a little bit of pain, a little bit of body dysmorphia, and like actually dysmorphing my body into new shapes.
Doesn't look fun though. Like what I can best describe of what transformed into a werewolf, American Werewolf in London gave me was that it's like, do you want to be continuously anally raped for like 30 years?
Hey.
Do you want to experience that in order to turn into a werewolf?
There's pros and cons to everything. I mean, do you want to be eternally cold? Say Wayne transforming into a werewolf versus a vampire. Being a werewolf, yeah, when you transform, you're going to have some discomfort. There's going to be some mild discomfort coming towards you.
You don't say.
When you turn into a vampire, you are now an immortally cold, like not just like aura cold, but your blood is now cold. It has stopped running. Your heart has stopped beating. You know, you can't go out into the sunlight. You can't eat Italian food.
You can't eat Italian food. That's sometimes, man.
Church is gone. No more church.
I'm sorry, dude, but vampires are kind of like winning as far as like the trade-off for like pros and cons, dude.
No, you haven't. I don't think you really grasping the situation.
Yeah, I think I am.
So you have all these weaknesses, and then we're only talking about Western vampires. We go to Eastern vampires. You can't go into anybody's house unless they invite you.
That's fine. I don't need friends.
Have you ever asked somebody if you come into their house?
Yeah.
And it's like, can I come in?
I actually used to do that a lot to the point that my friends would like criticize me, like, "You're a fucking vampire or something?" Like, yeah, dude, can I come in? Like, I don't, I was like real hesitant. I had to get over that though.
Hold up, I'm not done. You never get to see the sun. Never.
Fuck the sun.
You can never go out into the sun.
Gives you cancer anyway, man.
Like, human beings need the sun. It gives us dopamine and vitamin D and all these things that make our brain make
Fuck that. Let me be fucking depressed and happy.
No, I was just saying, that's why vampires are so moody, is because they don't get enough sunlight. They can't get in the sun, so they're always eternally. But they have all kinds. They get all kinds of vampire tang, though, man. Like, it's like, I'm depressed, but I get all kinds of tang. But imagine being a werewolf and finding a female werewolf and unleashing that animal instinct.
That's
on
what
that
fucking
werewolf.
You know, this is goddamn. Forgive me. My soul is probably going to be damp for like another 2 years. This is going to take 2 years off my lifespan for me saying this. But even in Twilight, dude. It's like the worst case is like you sparkle in the sun. This is like, but you're sexy, you sparkle in the sun, and you're a goddamn fucking X-Men. Did you know that? You're fucking X-Men. You are fucking psychic.
yeah, like vampires have certain psychic abilities and stuff in that one. And they do have.
And they can turn into werewolves. Did you know that?
That's what I'm saying. Those are the ones that I was saying, like top tier vampires.
Yeah, man.
Top tier vampires can transform.
Why not just be a vampire, dude?
Dracula has been like documented, quote unquote, if Dracula is real, which I believe he may be, as turning into a werewolf.
If he is, he's fucking getting all kinds of vampire tang, not getting burned up by the sun.
If he is, he's somewhere underneath, in a cataclysm.
Dracula, if you're listening to this right now, please. Bite me.
Hey, don't bite me, bro. Just show me to the nearest werewolf and I'll be fine.
He can bite you. And he's like, boo, blah, 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 blah. Would you like to be a werewolf? Blah, blah. I can bite you. You can just turn into that shit.
I'm like, no, man. You got somebody. I don't want a man that close to my neck. That's just weird.
So, you want a female werewolf to bite you?
Fuck yeah.
That don't normally happen, dude.
I've read, one of the books I read as a kid, because like I said, I was obsessed with werewolves, was Blood and Chocolate. They made a movie out of it, but it wasn't that great. But the book, Blood and Chocolate, was about a female werewolf who fell in love with a human, even though she wasn't supposed to. And she was just debating on whether or not she could stand near him without like eating him alive or turning him into
she likes to fucking push boundaries is what it sounds like.
Yeah, exactly.
Jesus.
It was a great little romance book about werewolves. It's also just added to my childhood wonderment of the whole transformation into a wolf-like creature.
Yeah.
By the moonlight. And just running in a pack, having a place to belong, being with a pack. Vampires, they have covens, but like you're like the bottom bitch.
Not really.
If you're like, there's like a grand elder vampire who everyone fucking listens to because he turned everybody in there.
They fucking got respect for that motherfucker. He's like the fucking OG. He's like, yeah, dude, I got immortal life and I can get all kinds of vampire tang and I'm sexy for forever and I can turn into a werewolf.
But you're not guaranteed to be sexy. You could be turned into a vampire at any age. You could be 80 years old and be a vampire and just stay 80 forever. You could be 12 and be a vampire 12-year-old. Be 7,000 years old as a 12-year-old.
It depends on the vampire, though, because, it's so weird. There's so many vampires. Like, true blood vampires, because, other vampires, they can fucking just change their shape. Mm-hmm. But you got true blood vampires.
I remember the show.
Yeah, which are like, you get turned into a vampire, you're fucking fat and obese, you get bit or whatever. You're fucking fat and obese forever.
Yeah.
You can't lose weight.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it's like you're just stuck that way. I remember I watched that show, actually. There was an episode where one of the people who, Bill, one of the main protagonists, had turned into a vampire. She was a virgin. So eventually she had sex. And
her hymen would fucking, it would
regenerate. So every time she had sex, she would have to go through getting her hymen broken again.
Yeah.
So it's just like, that's not the most ideal thing. If you were going to be a vampire, you want to be like an Olympic bodybuilder by the time you become a vampire.
Yeah, it's like, if I did have the option, like, if I met some chick and she's like, dude, I'm fucking with you, dude. I'm finally, like, I feel comfortable telling you this. I am a fucking denizen of the night. I'm like, what? What's up? What's up, Beverly? Yeah, I'm a denizen of the night. I'm like, you're telling me you're a vampire? She's like, yeah, man, I like you, dude. Like, you want to be a vampire with me? I'm like, fuck yeah. And she's like, all right, let's do it. And I'm like, whoa, wait. But, is this like, are you like a true blood vampire? Like, do I have to am I going to be fat? Like forever, because yeah, but let's just do it right now. I'm feeling it. We're in the zone. We're in the moment. Let's just do this. Like, no. Wait, Beverly. Let me
get my summer body.
Yeah. Let me do like 10 sit-ups, man. Just give me give me a month. And then we can do this.
Give me like 2 months to get my summer body right.
Pretty much. And then I'll work out. I'll do my thing. And then fucking a month later when I'm fucking jacked, I'm like, all right, let's do it. And then she'll be like, I'm cheating on you. I'm like, no! God damn it. I look so good.
Here's another thing. Like most horror movies, when they do like vampires and werewolves, besides Underworld and Van Helsing, I haven't seen a lot of dope looking werewolves, Like
besides Underworld,
the werewolves I see, they either go like really lazy and just do like a wolf, like you just turn into a full wolf, which is a changeling. That's a changeling, not a werewolf. But they either do that or they'll go like really, really bad Hollywood effects, and it won't look like it.
Oh like God! Don't even
a nasty horror, like a nasty alien creature with fur.
But there was a werewolf movie. There's a werewolf horror movie that came out some odd years ago. I forgot what it was called, but every werewolf was like freaking CG, and one of the main villains in the movie was like this popular chick who was actually like a fucking werewolf. She was killing people. Oh. Yeah. And it's interesting because eventually the main protagonist, one of them, they both got bit and they were turned into werewolves. Mm-hmm. They took her out, but they were still freaking transforming and stuff. Then you find out like one of their professors or some shit was actually like the main baddie, because the lore is that like when you kill the head werewolf, you are lifted from the curse.
Oh yeah.
But it was, I don't know, it was kind of weird because it's like it wasn't a bad deal. You were still conscious. of becoming a werewolf. So it's like, as long as I'm conscious, it's like, all right. I mean,
yeah,
you know?
like my favorite werewolves. Like, there's also a tier list of werewolves.
Mm-hmm.
They're the ones that become mindless beasts, and those ones are still pretty cool, you know. But like, if I was gonna be a werewolf, I would want to be aware of what I'm doing.
Yeah.
You know, like I could have my urges like, oh, I really need to eat somebody right now. It's like, let me find a fucking criminal somewhere and eat him.
A criminal? You're just like, you gotta be real picky.
Werewolf. I'm super wolf.
You discriminate towards food. It's gotta be a criminal.
It's gotta be a criminal.
Yeah.
If you are doing bad on a full moon, you robbing a bank or something, you're gonna get eaten.
So you're like always constantly watching the news and CNN to find out like the next bad doer, and then you fucking eat them. You're like a fucking vigilante cannibal. Fucking vigilante cannibal.
Yeah. It was like, so you got those.
Wait, let's do this scenario, because it's like maybe this guy kidnapped a child, right?
Yeah.
And next you know, he thinks he's got away with it, but boom, his door burst open. His little kitty's tied up.
It's like, hell yeah, you done fucked up. I'm hungry as shit.
Yeah, you're not even transformed, so he's just looking at you. He's like, what? I'm just gonna imagine he's like fucking like a cholo. It's like, what is that? What, you gonna eat me? And you're like, yeah, man, I'm fucking hungry.
I've been waiting for some Mexican.
Yeah, man, I'm waiting on some Mexican, man. It's Taco Tuesday. And you're like, he's like, what, man? And he like pulls out his gun, but before he can even do it, you're like, you turn into a werewolf.
No. Here's what it is. I let him shoot me, and then watch the bullet fall out my chest as my bones move.
I'm just imagining you just smiling the whole time. You're just like, you just got this happy smile, like,
yeah. Just drool dripping down my fucking mouth.
Yeah, man. Oh, man, this is making me hungrier, dude. You get the kid, he's like, you're like, get out of here, kid. You don't want to see this. And the kid's like, thank you, mister.
Super wolf. Super wolf.
Yeah, get out of here, kid. You saved my life. And you're like, get the fuck out of here, kid. I'm hungry. You don't want to be here for this. And the kid runs out, and he's like, all right, you saved the kid. You're a good guy. You're going to call the police on me or something? You're like, no. So you're not sending me to jail. You go like, I'm sending you to my stomach.
It's a very aggressive meal being had.
Yeah,
at
pretty
that point.
much.
Oh man, there's no way. Like if I was conscious of being a werewolf, I would totally be a vigilante, and I just move to like New York or something, a big city, or just somewhere where people just get away with bullshit.
There's a comic about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. The dude who created the best superhero comic ever, Robert Kirkman, he created this comic about this dude who gets bit by a werewolf, and the werewolf starts fucking fighting crime.
Oh.
Yeah. It's pretty decent. And it actually crosses over with fucking Invincible.
Oh, yeah.
The Astounding Wolfman.
The Astounding Wolfman.
Yeah.
He sounds like a sidekick for Superwolf.
No, he's his own dude, and he actually ends up teaming up with a vampire who he finds out is an asshole later on.
Of course, all vampires are assholes. They live immortally, so they just think that they can do whatever the fuck they want.
Yeah, and he actually ends up hooking up with like a fucking elder wolf. It's real cool. Real cool.
You know, there is a what was I gonna say? There are some werewolves that live like longer lives, like in Underworld, like the werewolves there. They can pretty much live almost immortally. I feel like, right? Mm-hmm. But what if, when you got bit by a werewolf, you then started to age in dog years?
Oh, that fucking sucks. Why do you want this, man?
Just imagine, like,
why do you want this? I'm not imagining it, because I imagine myself as a vampire too much.
I love werewolves, man. It's just something about being in that instinct.
I think what it is,
being warm-blooded. Like a werewolf, his blood runs hot. It pumps. It's just running with adrenaline constantly. It's all go, grab, eat, smash, steal, eat,
sniff my own ass. Like
everything that comes to your mind is on the table. When you're a vampire, you have to hide your freaking secret identity, like you're holding a fucking holding it to the chest, basically. Nobody can come to your house in the morning. Nobody can know why you only choose night shifts. Nobody knows why you don't go to entire restaurants.
You can't go to Olive Garden if you're a fucking vampire, right?
Yeah, like, they're like, why is he doing all this, man? You a vampire or some shit like that? If you a werewolf, you can go out in public and fucking destroy shit and go back home. Go back home and transform back into a human because can't nobody recognize you.
Because the minute somebody like starts bouncing the basketball and people are like wondering why you're fucking painting, and people are like, "Whoa, this dude's like a fucking werewolf or some shit." You look at Carly and she's got like a new fucking fragrance on her. You're fucking sniffing her neck and got your nose up her ass.
Is
you're
that
like,
Dior 72?
Yeah, you got all kinds of like work violations and shit. And like, you can't keep sniffing Carly's ass, low. This is the 10th time, man. We keep telling, we like you, dude. You're good at your job. You're like, oh, no, this is my instinct. And that comedian shows up and he goes like, that's him.
Also, if you're a werewolf, you only have to go out one night to satisfy your craving. If you're a vampire, you have the entire year. You have to feed yourself for the entire year on blood.
Dude, the thing is, even if you do eat people, now I'm guessing I'm defending vampires now. But even if you do, your whole diet is just like fucking people, right?
Yeah.
And this is let's not count the fucking smart vampire who just works at a fucking blood bank. Let's discount that. But let's say like my whole diet plan is just like fucking people. Yeah. Still, it will still be pretty easy to get away with because it's like if you eat somebody, for instance, suck their blood, you know, you can just fucking just like drop some fucking cocaine on them and put a gun in their hand. It's like, oh man, that was gang violence. Like,
yeah, but
what are those two neck throats?
They're like he's drained of blood too.
It's like, whoa, these dudes, and then you just fucking just get some graffiti. You just graffiti like, you know, the 6th Street bloodsuckers. Like, people are like, who the fuck are the 6th Street bloodsuckers?
It's the new emo scene vamp kids.
Yeah, nobody's gonna think vampire. They're gonna be like, yeah, dude, this fucking, they drain blood and they fucking, you know, they.
Oh man.
Like, I feel like it'd just be real easy. It'd be pretty easy to cover it up.
This is a pattern that you have to keep up for the rest of eternity, though. You have to continuously eat people and drink people's blood.
But you know, I'm such an asshole that I'm willing to fucking just like... You ever just have situations like that where you just kind of just fucking... You do questionable shit just to see if you can do it? We've all had those thoughts. We've all done shit like that, man. Yeah. Like fucking piss people off just because it's like, I wonder how much I can piss off Tom by bringing up his fucking dead wife and talking about violating her in her fucking, you know, her casket or some shit.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, it's fucked up. That's the ad-lib fucking, you know.
That's pretty fucked up, man.
Yeah, but it's like you wonder these things. And me, I'm kind of like, I'm a fucker like that where it's like, you know, I just kind of like just want to see how far I can get with this shit. And I don't think I would have any issues with fucking just like eating people. And it's like, oh, okay, I got to find a new way to hide people.
Well, obviously,
I'm like Light from Death Note, pretty much.
Obviously, I wouldn't have a problem eating people either, but I would do it to criminals. You know, exclusively. I would be selective in the meat I choose.
Oh, so that makes you better.
Of course it does.
Smoking like a true vegan.
If I was a werewolf, I would try my best to be vegan 28 days of the year. Okay. 28 days of the month.
Yeah, let's see how good that goes. You're fucking eating fucking broccoli, and next you know, you're like, your stomach's like,
I need flesh.
Yeah, now you're like your wolf form is starting to show up in like your everyday life. You got fucking fangs and fur growing, extra beard.
I pull out my fucking phone. I got the little police scanner app on my phone.
And slitted eyes, and people are like, "What's up with you?" "Oh, I've just been eating vegetables too much."
We got somebody who ran a red light. About to go give him a ticket. Fuck, I'll do.
You're coming down the street like Michael in that fucking Thriller video. Chomping motherfuckers.
Oh, man, doing the Thriller dance.
Put your hands down! No! I've been eating too many vegetables!
Oh, man.
I'm hungry!
I'm fucking hungry, dog.
Just eat some kibbles and bits, sir. Like, no!
You think I'm a dog? Oh, shit.
I have rights.
Man, I feel like the thing that gets vampires like more publicity over werewolves is that they're just easier.
They're cooler, man.
No, they're just easier to put on screen.
They're
like
better.
we think about the werewolves that we've seen on screen versus the vampires. You want to make a vampire? You give them some contacts, maybe a little powder on the face and some fangs, and tell them to act cool. Boom. There you go. Vampire.
Act cool? Vampires are fucking cool. Every fucking vampire minus a couple are fucking cool, man.
Yeah.
That's a part of being a vampire. You're fucking sexy and cool.
Think about it, though. How many cool-looking werewolves have you seen on the screen?
None, because there aren't.
Because it's hard for Hollywood to figure out how to make a werewolf look believable without just making it a bigger wolf. And no one wants to just be a wolf.
I wouldn't say that. I thought you were kind of going into the actor because there are cool designs like Underworld. Like that's probably the best.
Underworld was like one of the best.
Yeah, it's the best. Like as far as fucking overall design, it's like yeah, dude. They all look like fucking like they just stepped out of a fucking awesome like EDM club. Yeah, they look like they're fucking. They've got the gutter punk aesthetic.
See, that's the kind of werewolf I would like to be. I would like to be an underworld werewolf where I can transform at will if I needed to. And if I really needed blood, I would probably just go out into the woods and just, hunt things in the food chain.
I wouldn't want to be an underworld vampire. One, because I would kind of be doing my own thing. And it seems like they're like, yo, if you're a vampire, you got to kill werewolves. I'm like, why? like, why, Elizabeth? Or whatever the fuck the main character's name is.
It was a whole thing. Did you watch the movies?
Yeah, dude. Up until the third one, I kind of I fell asleep. I farted a lot throughout it.
It was basically an interracial marriage made Victor hate werewolves even more than ever before, and he was like, from now on, vampires are just gonna keep killing werewolves
because he's fucking racist.
Yeah, it was basically racism. Like, it was like, bruh, you just put your seed in my pure vampire daughter. Basically. Yeah. Like, how dare you?
Oh, I got puppies.
She ain't gonna have puppies.
Puppy grandkids.
He took out his own daughter and then started a genocide against werewolves. I think he already did before then, but that was out of necessity. After that, it became personal.
But I'm kind of going back to the fucking, just like me just kind of being like a fucking not into that fucking killing people shit, vampire, he's killing werewolves in the underworld world. And I feel like, I'm like, dude, they were like, you gotta kill werewolves. I'm like, why? What have they done to me? Like, you guys fucking tracked me down in the alley and fucking bit me and forever cursed me to eternal damnation. Even though I'm sexy and I look really good. Even though I'm sexy and I have super strength and I'll never die. What?
You will die if you go out. Go out past 7 a.m.
What do I have against werewolves, man? They're like, well, they exist. I'm like, that's a dumbass reason. I'm leaving tomorrow. That'd be it. And I have really cool werewolf friends who are probably stoners, and I'll watch them. I don't really.
But then you go against the coven, so you have to deal with the OG vampire. See, werewolves are like wolves, so you could be a loner wolf. You can be a loner wolf. You're safer in a pack, though.
But that's one of the reasons why I wouldn't want to be an underworld vampire, because it's like, if you don't, they'll probably fucking track you down and kill you, because it's like, you're not down with the cause. You're not a fucking paladin like everybody else. I'm like, no, it's stupid. That's let me eat Doritos. Shit, man. Why do I have to kill I can't just enjoy this? I'm sexy and immortal. Just let me enjoy it. Fuck. And they're like, all right. You bring up some good points. You guys are fucking sexy. We don't have to fight the werewolves. We can just live our long lives being sexy and fucking people. Let's just do that. We're sexy vampires, man.
Another con that would make me not want to be a vampire is that I love food. I love
you can't eat food if you're an underworld vampire.
You cannot eat anything.
Throw that shit right the fuck back up. No.
Your body is dead. Everything inside of you is dead. You are held alive by a supernatural force. Your blood doesn't pump. Your stomach doesn't have any fluid. Your eating is basically... you're like a ghoul from Tokyo Ghoul.
I was just going to bring up Tokyo Ghoul.
Yeah,
I'm going to bring up Tokyo Ghoul.
You can't eat shit. I can't do that. I love food. food. I love my macaroni and cheese.
But Tokyo Ghoul, they're like, I'm sorry, I'm jumping again on it. But Tokyo Ghoul fucking things, they're fucking assholes, man. They're poorly written assholes. The reason I say that is because they're poorly written assholes. And I'll just say that for another day. Man, I can drink coffee.
You have to drink blood. So you get used to the taste of irony blood from other people all your life for eternity.
I've been through worse.
That's the only thing. Have you ever tried to eat one food for more than a month? One single food for more than a month? It drives you insane. I've had my jaw wires shut one time for like 2 to 3 weeks. It was about 3-4 weeks actually. And all I ate was like cream mushroom soup. Do you know how much I hate cream mushroom soup now? You cannot pay
There's
me.
There's different kinds of blood, man. There's virgin blood.
Oh my god. You cannot pay
There's old blood, there's young blood, there's dude blood, there's bro blood. Bro blood, that'll fucking get you fucking hype, man. It's like the energy drink.
You're going to have to go after somebody out of the bar so you can get drunk. You probably can't even drink beer anymore.
If you're a fucking if you're a vampire, bro blood is like the equivalent of fucking Red Bull. It's like, bro blood, drink it. You know?
I'm just saying, man, alcohol is probably going... everything that you get from your body as a sensation, even sex is probably no longer enjoyable because you don't have nerve endings.
No, get out of here, man. Vampires have all kinds. Vampires get all kinds of tank. They're sexy, dude.
Yeah, but you're dead.
They're fucking
sexy. You're held together by dude, do you not know about vampire glamour? Their whole thing is that they can fucking hypnotize you because they're fucking sexy and they fucking bring you to the bedroom. They're not just fucking just the fucking because my thing doesn't work. I don't know why I have this power to attract women. Hold on. Just beat anymore, you can't get an erection.
Dude, by that logic, the fact that I'm not alive does not make sense that my dick doesn't
magic,
work.
Bro.
It's magic?
It's vampire
that must
magic.
explain why my dick fucking magically works too, right?
You don't have blood, so what are you filling your dick with magic? Why
are you vying so hard for these fucking dog-ear werewolves and shit?
Werewolves are the shit, and dogs are man's best friends. So obviously, werewolves are man's best supernatural enemy.
They're man's best supernatural enemy.
Exactly.
And why does that be a competition, man? Why can't you just do your werewolf thing, right? And I just do my vampire thing. We just fucking chill. We just do what we do now, man.
I won't lie. I'm a little salty. Just because I don't see enough good werewolves on the screen. I see big wolves that aren't as strong as vampires. Or tiny wolves that definitely aren't fucking as strong as vampires. It's werewolves are the fucking arch nemesis of vampires. If you're gonna have them be enemies, at least keep the power levels similar.
Which actually kind of goes back to that comic I was talking about. You don't see enough werewolves as heroes. And I think that actually, out of all the superhero movies, I think nobody would see a fucking superhero werewolf. Nobody would expect that. And I think that would actually be really good. You're onto something. You came up with a really good idea. We need a fucking superhero werewolf.
His name is Superwolf, bro.
No, his name is the Astounding Wolfman. He already has a comic book series, and people are fucking making comic book movies out the ass. Make Astounding Wolfman. You hear that, people? You hear that, Hollywood?
Hey, I'm down for it as long as they get the werewolf costume right. Don't do CGI. Do real-time effects. You feel me? Get in there with some makeup, attach some fur to some plastic, put it on a dude's face, and make it look good.
It's gotta be CG.
Nah, no CG, man. CGI sucks. CGI looks terrible. Yeah. Remember Deadpool? Deadpool from X-Men Origins?
Well, that's... the worst case scenario, man. Is that Origins?
Remember Green Lantern?
The animated suit?
Yes! No CGI, man. You gotta go SFX.
SFX?
Yes, bro. Get in there. Put some makeup on. Stop doing CGI creatures, Hollywood.
Yeah, we do need more practical effects. But I don't think practical's, applicable in not every situation. Werewolves, for instance, you can't, because you don't get the full range of motion. Well, I feel like you could do both CGI, because they did that. They actually did have practical effects in Underworld.
Yes, I saw that.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, it's just something you don't see that often. I love practical, because It's practical. Like, it's even in the name. It's like, oh, dude, you want to use CGI? No, why don't we take the practical route, Ted?
Why don't we just hire a makeup artist and get them some money and get them a job? Okay?
Yeah, it'll be more money, but like, goddamn, it'll make the movie look better, Ted.
God damn it, Ted.
God damn it, Ted.
Haven't you learned from Ryan Reynolds?
Yeah, Ted. Learn from all those other movies. Remember that scene in Spider-Man that everybody questioned? Ted. Ted's responsible for all the bad CGI, by the way.
Ted is the awful CGI guy.
Yeah, he's the awful. Nobody knows how he got his job, but he's just like there. And it's like whenever it comes time where it's like, man, we should go practical. Ted just shows up he's just like, no, we should just use CGI because it's cheaper.
Listen, look, I can do this. CGI.
Yeah, I got this.
Where's your portfolio, Ted?
And he just starts listing off all the movies with bad CGI in them.
All the terrible
CGI.
that
one scene in Avatar. Fucking
it was his
the new Venom movie. The new Venom movie.
It was his idea to make all the fucking firebenders only bend fire that was already there.
Every M. Night Shyamalan movie. Like, you don't even want to know, bro, dude. Like, I'm so legit.
Oh my god.
God damn it, Ted. Sharknado. Like,
not the script. Not the just the CGI.
Just the CGI, man. Every CGI scene in Sharknado, you can give me the props. Ted. T-E-D.
Ted Nottingham.
Ted Nottingham.
Oh, man.
Ted Nottingham. He makes bad CGI for films. And
Ted Nottingham.
Oh, man. Dude, it was so much stuff we had to talk about. Had a little list prepared and everything. We just went on this tangent about fucking vampires and fucking awesome
I will talk
awesome
about vampires and werewolves until the day I'm dead. Werewolves deserve more limelight. Okay.
They do. I'm not going to disagree with you, man. But you can't be prejudiced towards my decision to be a vampire, man.
I'm just saying it doesn't make sense to me to be a vampire because I don't want to live forever anyway.
Uh-huh.
Like they're talking about in science. They're talking about in science creating like fucking cyborg bodies and artificial bodies to transfer our consciousness into, and they're like really working on this shit.
Yeah, I'm down with that.
I don't want to do that. I would rather go at my proper time.
It's respectable. I respect that. You gotta respect me being a fucking vampire. Being sexy. Like, you most of all have to respect me being sexier, man. You just gonna have to deal with that, dude. Like, I'm not mad at you for being a werewolf, man. You know, we can be playing games. You be like, I'm like, all right, dude, you gotta go do your werewolf thing, man. I'll be here, dude. I'll be playing fucking Street Fighter 5.
Your ass sipping out of blood bags like they Capri Suns.
Yeah, man. Mix the fucking blood type AB with the fucking honey jack, and I'm good to go, dude. Like, I get it, dude. Like, just respect me, man. Like, I'm not mad at you, dude.
I'm not saying that you're
Why do you hate us? Why do you hate us?
You're wrong for being a vampire guy, man. But I'm just saying there are better options out there you should consider. Like the werewolf folk. Come into the fold.
Come into the fold.
With open
I'll take my vampire powers and I'll go to like a fucking vampire convention. I'll go to a werewolf convention with you. I'll just turn into a vampire. People are like, whoa, man, we're werewolf. Your quote unquote werewolf buddy smells kind of weird. And you'd be like, well, he's from New Zealand. And then they'll be like, oh, okay, that makes sense. He's a New Zealand werewolf.
No, man, werewolves run off instinct, brother. Be able to tell as soon as you walk in. That's a vampire.
I'm
that
like,
nigga smell dead.
He smells dead.
He smells dead.
Why even take me? Jesus, it sounds like you just want to get me killed, man. That's what it sounds like. You just want to lead me into a trap, get me fucked up.
You wanted
for no reason at all.
To come to my imaginary werewolf convention.
That's because I want to I'm trying to be a good, a good person who supports you, man.
You're not a person anymore. You're a vampire.
Oh my God, you're not even a person either. You're a fucking abomination like me.
Of the time.
You're a fucking abomination like me, man.
Only 2% of the time when the full moon's out. Every other time, I'm a fucking human being.
Uh-huh.
I get to smell, fuck, sex, drink, smoke, all that shit.
Guess what? I get to do that all the time.
You think you can? Okay,
I think I can.
You think you can?
I think I can. Huh?
I'm just saying, if we were being realistic, and like the only thing that would keep a vampire alive is the magic that made him a vampire.
What?
The supernatural magic that made him a vampire is the only thing that's keeping him alive.
Keeping me alive? What does that mean?
Not the electricity from your brain or your heart or your stomach. None of that shit. No fucking water is moving through there, bro. You was just a corpse. You was literally a corpse. Animated by magic, bro, with the ability to hypnonize
bro, these vampires having babies on these streets, man.
No, bro, you don't even have sperm no more, bro. You can't even get a nut off.
Dude, you know in Buffy the Vampire Slayer, Angelus, he had a fucking baby. His child was a child of prophecy. He was a fucking asshole. Right. He was a child of prophecy. Y'all don't even want to get me started on the fucking Buffy and Angel.
Alright, but let's bring it back. Let's bring it back to the
E3. We need more vampire games. Oh, that's right.
I've been playing that. That's been pretty fun.
Yeah, we gotta keep playing that. But we'll get the streams set up hopefully soon.
Yeah, Vampire is pretty good, guys. It's a lot of story. It's like Mass Effect. In my opinion, it's like Mass Effect with vampires in like old time London. So expect a lot of
Black Plague.
A lot of speech.
Head lice. You don't forget head lice.
Head lice, plague, flu, a lot of people dying of cold.
Typhoid?
Yeah, all that shit.
Yeah, all that good
You're
shit.
like a doctor who's a vampire and you just want to fucking heal the world.
You want to heal the world.
But you gotta eat people to get stronger.
No, man. He's a compassionate individual fighting his natural instincts in order to better humanity.
Yeah, it's like... I don't know, man. It looks like a fun game, but I enjoyed Mass Effect because of the speech options in there, and Vampire seems to have that as well. And I think that it's going to be fun. So when we get the stream up, you guys should definitely tune in.
Yeah,
to the
one of
channel.
these days.
We'll be streaming on Twitch pretty soon here, and also we'll probably be posting to YouTube. I'll be sharing it on my page, so we'll be on both RossBoss and on Low Music.
Yeah, we gotta get your shit set up. Don't worry, we'll get that artwork situated.
Yeah.
Even though it's already good, but still, we'll get some more shit going on that. I got you, bro.
Yeah. So there's good things in the works, but as far as Vampire and Werewolves go, we're gonna let you guys make the decision. I feel like we put up some
don't
good
bring the
points.
12 people listening into this on this, man.
Listen, this is the Council of 12 going on right now. We value each and every one of your opinions, and especially if you're on Team Werewolf, go Wolfgang.
Let's wrap this up, man.
But yeah, man, leave a comment, leave a like, share, subscribe, show it to your friends. And we got a little off topic of the E3 there.
No, fuck E3, man. We'll be back. Alright, you guys fucking live prosperous and all that other shit.
Peace out.